My uncle is acting strangely with my sister, and I don't know what to do because my grandma said it's all in my head. Posted by u/bell_swords123. To be blunt, I noticed that my uncle, 49M, has been paying a lot of attention to my sister, 14F. It's not just that he gives her more gifts or prefers her, but whenever we show up at his house for a family event or something similar, he always comments on her appearance and does things like patting her lower back, rubbing her shoulders, or grabbing her waist without warning. His gifts for her are also more expensive. It was fine at first, he was there at my sister's birth and was one of the first to hold her, so she's always been his favorite to some extent, and he's always spoiled her. But it's like I blinked, and suddenly, he's acting like this. I don't know exactly when he started behaving differently with her, but I noticed it a week ago, and we haven't been to his house since. I've tried talking to my grandma about it, but she just brushes it off, and my parents are always too busy. I'm also scared to tell our other extended family because my grandma dismissed me the first time. What should I do? I don't want to just ignore it, but I'm also scared to tell anyone else in case I'm overreacting. Relevant comments. Commenter. Did you tell your parents? Ops response. I've tried, but they both work and are frequently out of the house, so I haven't been able to really talk to them about it. Commenter's response. Do you literally never see them? It only takes 30 seconds to tell them. Ops response. They work from early morning until nighttime. I'm usually at school or, on the weekends, at our grandma's house. That's why I told our grandma first. I thought she would be able to tell my parents since they'd probably listen to her better than to me. Commenter 2. Are your parents kind people? Do they have narcissistic tendencies? I'm asking because I grew up with a mother who was not all there and definitely had narcissistic traits, perhaps leaning towards schizoid, and a father who often tried to avoid people altogether, preferring to work and be alone a lot of the time. Ops response. I don't really understand what you mean, but my parents do work a lot, and they aren't abusive to me or my siblings. I just think they're overworked and don't have the time to worry about us. Commenter 3. Just curious, how old are you, Op? I'd rather say something and be wrong than say nothing and be right. Op's response. I'm 16, and I agree. I'm just scared that I might be making a big deal out of nothing because of what I've seen accusations like this do to people. Edit. This isn't really an update, but for those in the comments who asked, I haven't talked to my sister about it yet, but I'm planning to do so later. We're at our grandma's house right now, and since she brushed off what I said, I don't want to cause too much of a fuss if she hears me bring it up again. I'm also planning to talk to our parents as soon as we get home. All your comments drilling it into my head that I had to tell them helped. Thank you for helping me not be a coward and for your support in general. Update 13 hours later. Hi, I'm not sure if I'm doing this correctly, but I've seen people do updates this way before, so I'll just go with it. First things first, thank you, everyone, for your comments and advice. Second, I talked to my sister as soon as we got home from our grandma's, and it turns out she's aware that it's weird but actually liked it at first. She said that our uncle is nicer to her than our parents and that the gifts are nice. She only started feeling uncomfortable when he began to touch her, specific actions mentioned in my previous post, but because she's been accepting all his gifts, she thought it might be rude to start saying no now. I asked her when it started, and she revealed that he began touching her that way when she turned 12. She said he only did it when they were in her room. Since we visit so often, our uncle and aunt have set up guest rooms for me and my siblings, and that was the reason why she has no locks on her door specifically. She also said that she was scared to tell anyone that she was weirded out by his behavior because both our grandma and aunt brushed it off when she was 12, saying that she had always been his favorite and that she was probably just misreading everything he was doing because she was a teenager now. I showed her your comments. She had never heard of the word grooming before, so she was pretty shocked and a little angry, saying that our uncle would never do something like that. But I managed to convince her to tell our parents about our uncle together, even if it was just to ask them to stop him from touching her. I've also sent texts to our parents about it, detailing that my sister is uncomfortable with how our uncle behaves with her, but our parents have yet to respond to any of the texts I've sent about our uncle and have just texted, "We'll talk about it when we get home." They're both working late today and probably won't be home by nighttime. Relevant comments. Commenter. Have you spoken to your aunt about it? Make her aware and, as others are saying, get video evidence, but make it blatantly obvious that you are recording. If challenged, just say you are documenting inappropriate behavior as you intend to show it to the authorities. You shouldn't let your sister stay alone in their house. Make it clear to your parents that if they don't take this seriously, you will report it to someone who will. It's a terrible responsibility for someone your age, but if your family won't help, you need to protect your sister as best you can. Please reach out to the police, school services, or CPS if your family fails your sister. Ops response. My sister said that she talked to our aunt about it, but she brushed it off like our grandma did, and I'm not sure if I should bring it up to her again. For the video recording, I don't want to put my sister in a situation where she has to be touched again on purpose in order for us to get something, but I also don't want to say anything without having proof. I'm still figuring it out, but thank you for the advice. Second update 1 day later. I'm sorry if this isn't allowed, moderators, but I'm just really confused and also really angry right now, and I don't know how to fix that. Our parents got home an hour ago, and my sister and I talked with them. In short, my mom was pissed, and my dad was surprised, but he also revealed something. It turns out he knew our uncle, his brother, had been acting weirdly with my sister but didn't do anything because he didn't think he'd ever try anything with his kids and thought he had changed. He said that our uncle had done something with one of my cousins a few years before my sister was born. My grandma was the one who caught him and got him into therapy. Our dad said that our grandma made our uncle promise not to do it again in order to avoid reporting him. Our aunt, this specific uncle's wife, is also aware of this, but according to our dad, she said that our cousin had tempted him by how she dressed around the house. Our dad said that's why that specific cousin doesn't talk to the rest of the family. My mom apparently didn't know this, and they argued. She threatened divorce and a restraining order against his entire family if our dad doesn't not only tell our uncle to back off but also report him to the police. Our dad doesn't want to, and last I heard, he's calling our grandma. Sorry that this is a complete mess. I don't know what else to do, and I'm stressed out of my mind. My sister looks okay right now, though, so that's all that matters to me at the moment. It feels like my life is falling apart because of our uncle, and at this point, I'm starting to feel like beating him up is the only way to fix everything. I know that's not true and that it's irrational, but I'm just so angry. I also mentioned telling the police or counselors at school like you guys said, but she doesn't want to. She says she's embarrassed about it and that they just blame her because she let it go for 2 years. Even though I told her that she didn't do anything wrong and was just scared, she wouldn't budge. Relevant comments. Commenter. Do you have contact info for that estranged cousin? It might be helpful for your sister to speak with them about it. So glad your mom is on your side. I don't think you should force your sister to report. She's a victim, and she's not obligated to. Reporting is re-traumatizing, and if she's not willing to take that on, it can be very damaging to her mental health. However, you can find resources for her that explain that it's not her fault and that she's not to blame. Maybe Rain? That could encourage her to tell someone. She needs therapy too. Ops response. I met that cousin only once, and I was really young back then. I haven't heard anything about her since, aside from the info that our dad shared. I'm thinking of trying to contact her, but I don't know how to do that. Third update 3 days later. Sorry, I haven't updated for a bit, a lot has been going on, and I've been a little out of my mind trying to remember everything so I could put it down here. In short, my mom and dad are divorcing, and my mom brought me and my other siblings, including my sister, back to her parents' house for the time being until it goes through. My mom's parents are really old, but they're really fun, so my sister and my younger siblings like being here, even though everything's a big mess right now. Nothing too big has happened, but I want you guys to know that my mom signed my sister up for therapy. I told our mom that my sister doesn't want to tell the police or anything, and our mom is planning on telling the police herself. She's also trying to get a restraining order, but it's taking a while, so she's applying for a temporary one for now until she can file for a permanent one. Our mom and dad both worked full-time, but now that my mom is taking care of 5 kids by herself while working, she's been really stressed out and tired. Her parents help, but like I said, they're super old and can't really do much on their own. There's no information on our cousin at this point since our mom is super swamped. Sorry this isn't a great update. I don't know what's been going on with our dad and his side of the family, but our mom told us not to worry and that she'll handle it. Thank you again to everyone who took the time to read my posts and give me advice. I think I'd be pretty helpless without it, so thank you. This is just more of a life right now kind of update than anything too big. I'm not too sure what to do right now since our mom is trying to handle everything on her own, so I'll edit this post if anything comes up. Notable comments. Commenter. No, Op, this is a positive update. Your mom has gotten you guys to a safe place, well away from your predator uncle and your pathetic dad and evil grandma, who would just try to gaslight and manipulate you and your sister into keeping quiet. Your mom is a great woman, and you are an amazing sibling for stepping up and supporting her. Just try to help your mom and good grandparents, and know that you did the right thing by helping to expose this. Commenter 2. I know it doesn't feel like a good update right now, but it absolutely is. Your mom is incredible and is doing exactly what she should be doing in this situation. The best thing you can do is be there for your sister, and when it comes up, remind her that it's not her fault. Your uncle is the messed up one for making her think that. Be there for your mom too if you can, even if it's just by thanking her for protecting you all. It's going to be hard for a little while, but you have each other. Be gentle with yourself too. It might feel like it's your fault that everything blew up, but just like it's not your sister's fault, it's not yours either. You didn't mess things up by telling, your uncle did with his actions. He deserves 100% of the blame.